I shot this photo on a super foggy morning. It was actually the same morning that last week's photo was taken on. And when you have a foggy morning like this, you have to take advantage of it before the fog dissipates. At least you do in the Midwest. Maybe in other parts of the world you don't. And so I took that photo last week of the sun, which looked like the moon, but it's actually the sun. And then I told my son, other definition of son, my child, to grab my bike. And I wanted him to take my bike because it's a little bigger and it shows up better in a picture like this. But I said, grab my bike down to the corner and turn around and then bike back slowly to me. And I don't think he quite understood what I was asking, but he did anyway. He biked down to the corner, turned around, and then he just started biking towards me. And I'm shooting straight east. So he's traveling towards me. He's traveling west. I'm shooting straight east, and the sun is up. It's like, I don't know, 8 in the morning or something, 8:30. And normally it would be sunny, but here we have this cloud on the ground. And I just kept on shooting pictures of him biking towards me. And this gives you an idea of just how foggy it was on this morning. And in the background, you could see a car. And I was actually a little bummed out about this initially, because when I was looking at these photos, I was like, oh man, you can see a car behind him. That kind of distracts from the photo. Or detracts from the photo. But then I thought, I kind of like that car because you don't see it at first. And then the more you look, the more you realize, wait a second, there's a vehicle. And it almost adds this sense of impending doom almost to the photo. Like there's clearly movement. He's on a bike coming forwards. But then lurking behind him is this vehicle. And I promise you he was not in danger. The car was basically stopped. They could see him. And so they were going really, really slow. And as soon as I got done taking photos, my kid went to the side and the car drove past, so no big deal. I really like the mood of this photo. There's no mistaking that this is a really, really foggy morning. And I don't think I've taken another photo quite like this. I've taken a lot of photos on foggy mornings, but this one's kind of singular. I don't think I have another one quite like this, where you can see basically a silhouette of this person or this child on a bike and all of this fog. Now, there is one note about this. It has been photoshopped to block out his face. I don't show my kids on Weekly 50 or really anywhere publicly, and I wanted to make sure that you couldn't see his face here. So I did Photoshop some of the fog over his face, and I don't know, maybe as you looking at this photo, maybe you think, well, that's not fair. He altered the photo artificially. I did, but it was for a specific reason, not to make it more artistic. And in fact, you can kind of tell there's clearly there's the fog behind him, and then there's him, and everything is kind of in focus. Like the focal plane basically covers the entire bike. And then why are these patches of fog covering his face and then his hand and a little bit of the tire when there doesn't seem to be any other fog in that area? That's because that fog is not actually there. I just added it to obscure his face so you couldn't see him. You don't have to like it. It is what it is. It's my photo, my blog. I can do what I want. But I want you to know that in full disclosure, that's the only thing about this that is photoshopped, is I put that over his face. Other than that, it really was this foggy on this morning.